Subke started on its journey by partnering with banks to provide basic banking services to the underserved and eventually graduated to facilitating credit services as well. Now, 10 years later, we have transformed into a fintech company which offers affordable, accessible, and scalable financial and payment services to the last mile. None of this would have been possible without the far reaching vision and tireless efforts of our next guest. I would like to invite Mr. Vijay Mahajan, founder of BASIX Social Enterprise Group and Subke Impact Solutions, currently serving as director at the Rajiv Gandhi Institute for Contemporary Studies, to address the audience and share a few words of wisdom. In 1983, Vijay founded Pradhan, an NGO which deploys young professionals to work at the grassroots to promote livelihoods of the poor. He then founded the BASIC Social Enterprise Group in 1996. It became a pioneer in microfinance and has supported the livelihood of over 50 lakh poor households through microfinance and livelihood promotion services in India. Vijay retired from BASICS in 2016 after 20 years service. He then served on the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, the Rangarajan Committee on Financial Inclusion, the Raghuram Rajan Committee on Financial Sector Reforms, and several working groups of the 11th and 12th five-year plans. He also served as co-chair of the Global Advisory Council on Social Entrepreneurship of the World Economic Forum, Davos, and as the chair of the World Bank's consultative group to assess the poor. Vijay was named among 60 outstanding social entrepreneurs of the world at the World Economic Forum Davos in 2003 and was invited to be a resident fellow at the Rockefeller Center, Bellagio, Italy in 2016. In 2018, Vijay took over as the CEO of the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation and the director of the Rajiv Gandhi Institute for Contemporary Studies and is based in Delhi. Vijay Mahajan graduated from IIT Delhi, IIM Ahmedabad, and Princeton University, USA.
10 years. It's amazing to see that an idea that one just tried to bring from a PowerPoint presentation to a pilot project. Actually, more than 3 years before Subke started as a company, how far that idea has come. It started with my being on the Rangarajan Committee on Financial Inclusion, as I mentioned, that was 2007. And of course, we wrote a report and submitted it to the government, but I felt that we should also try and do something on the ground, being BASICS. And we used the technology assistance for financial inclusion project, TAFI, to do do a pilot in East Delhi, in the lower income areas of East Delhi, and basically it was something where the technology was outsourced, but the feet on the ground was done by us, and unfortunately the technology proved to be too weak. So eventually I decided that unless we have reasonable ownership of technology as well, we cannot make a success of it. And that's how I met the co-founder of Subke, late Amit Mehta. It's very important for us to remember him. He used to head mobile value-added services at Tata Consulting, TCS. And in a series of morning walks, I explained to him what I had in mind, and he got fascinated by the idea. Within 6 months, Amit and a few of his team members joined. Yes, please. Joined the well, at that time, it was still not Subke. They joined the BASICS group. And within another 6 months, we established a company, which was what we are celebrating the 10th year of today. But we must remember that even in the year of Subke's birth, the RBI regulations did not allow companies other than Section 25 companies, not-for-profit companies, to become business correspondents of banks, and therefore the credit and savings functions could not be performed by SABK. It remained a technology provider for the first 3 years, and Indian Grameen Services, another BASIX group company, which was Section 25, was doing the agreements with the banks. But they worked together so closely that all the, the process understanding was internalized in both the teams. And eventually, when the RBI regulations allowed a normal company, a for-profit company, to become a banking agent, SABK took over the whole function. And you've seen the graphs that were shown a little while before by Dinesh. But one graph that I really want, that warmed my heart, is that even today, in its 10th year, the total deposits mobilized by SABK for the banking partners it works with is higher than the total credit outstanding. And that is very, very important, because right from the beginning, I believed that microfinance, if it is only reduced to microcredit, it's a one-legged race. It has to be actually at least two things: enabling poor households to save in a safe way, which is with banks, and of course, to borrow when they need for personal needs or for growing their businesses. And because the world is full of risks to lives and livelihoods, the third leg of the stool is insurance. And because often family members and business partners are at a distance, money needs to be sent from one place to the other. So money transfers or remittances have become the fourth important leg of the table. And I'm delighted that SABK is actually providing at least three of these services. Insurance integration will, I'm sure, happen at some stage as the regulatory framework eases up. But being able to provide savings and credit and money transfers from the same platform is extremely important. And talking of platforms, the last 4 months have really accelerated what would have inevitably happened, the digitization of financial transactions. What would have happened in 10 years has happened in maybe 4 months, 5 months. And I'm delighted to see that SABK was already on that journey. It accelerated that journey and has basically built a comprehensive platform, which I believe we will soon be seeing a little demonstration of, which truly projects SABK into 2.0, into the new digital delivery era. And therefore, it is going to become a new generation SABK. But as we also saw in the videos, the customers still remain very close to its heart. And therefore, it is not a purely digital company. It is a digi-touch company. It always will maintain close proximity to its customers and their needs. And therefore, the byline that we had long ago come up with is still very valid. Sabke liye samruddhi laye. I take a lot of pride in coming up with this bilingual pun. Sabke in English meaning below 1,000. Sabke in Hindi means for everyone. Sabke liye samruddhi laye means bringing prosperity for everyone. And I can see in the eyes of our customers in the videos that we are fulfilling that dream to a large extent. I want to take this opportunity to thank our steadfast supporters, Michael and Susan Dell Foundation, investors, Axion, subsequently RBL Bank as our partners, in more recent times, NMI, and I believe since then we have much investments as well as investors. It's very important to have supportive investors who stay with the company in the long run. We've had a wonderful board. Satya, who was also the CEO and is now the group CEO of the BASIX group, Mahesh Kanumuri, who's an incredible source of long-term wisdom to the company, and so many other board members who played a very important role. Key board members, key staff members, and of course the Shashi as the lead motivator, the lead visionary, and Jitender ensuring that we both are always more than capital adequate, and also we take care of risk and compliance and all the other important issues which are very, very necessary to run a company well. So it's really an amazing journey, and I believe this is just the beginning. And let me welcome all the guests. I believe Michael is also on this. Michael Schrein is also on this event, and he would remember that we went together to one of the first sub-K outlets when the whole company had only 250 or 300 outlets, and today it has more than 10,000 outlets. Those days we didn't even have 50,000 clients, and now we have 5 million clients. So Michael, thank you for all your support. Before Axion became an investor, you were a very, very supportive voice, and now, of course, you're also a voice. Thank you so much.